Welcome back to another episode of the Burning Ship podcast, where a group of friends gather to talk the latest in nerd culture. I'm Frankie.
My name is Jason.
Here's Ivan.
It's Lewis.
And this week we'll be talking about the Nintendo Direct Mini that they just had. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe or follow us wherever podcasts can be found. So, how have you guys been?
Can't complain. I've been at home.
Have you
Extremely bored.
Have you guys been surviving
Bored?
the Rona?
I mean,
That's why I'm bored.
why are you bored? You have games.
I'm literally home.
I keep forgetting you're an extrovert.
I mean, I kind of agree with Lewis. Like, the one moment I was trying to actually better myself and go out and do shit, shit hits the fan.
I mean, you can always better yourself at home, though.
Yeah.
Do it after.
No, yeah, I know that.
You can still do that at home, Frankie. There's no complaints.
No, I know that, but I actually wanted to go out more, be more social.
You can be social online.
Yeah.
You know, in the Call of Duty lobby, just unmute your mic and just be like, "What's up?"
But to what extent will that work?
I don't know. Mileage varies. That's with actual interactions with people.
Lewis, have you been on the Bumble and Tinders lately?
Interesting
Yes.
question.
How is Corona affected?
I'm getting more matches, but
Right.
that's basically it. The conversations are startups, but we can't really do anything right now.
Yep.
But-
That's
but-
pretty much how it works.
But you could have an online date, no?
What?
What?
Video chat, I don't know.
I mean,
Well, I mean,
even
aren't
in the
these
video
mainly like
cam.
hookup sites? How are you gonna do that? You know, be like, okay.
Ivan's
Need
not wrong
Lewis to
either
take
on
off
that.
his shirt.
Or that they're mainly like hookups.
Well, mainly Tinder is.
Interesting, very other than that, I don't know, there really hasn't been much. Actually, I take that back. I got woken up today by mini parade outside my house.
Why are you having parades at your house?
The local school, all the teachers got together at a local Mormon temple, and then they drove around the whole neighborhood honking their horns just nonstop. They trying to give moral support to the students and the children of the neighborhood.
That sounds awful. Being woken up by fucking car alarms. Just
Car horns.
Literally, I was just laying in bed, and then out of nowhere, I just hear a lot of horns, and I'm like, oh, there must be an accident or a car stuck, because I live somewhat near a main street. So it's oh, there must be a car stuck in the middle of the road, and people are honking hey, get out of the road, sort of thing. But literally, I went inside to go do my morning routines, and then out of nowhere, I just see this huge parade line of cars that just pass by my house, just honking obnoxiously, and I'm so they're the assholes that woke me up.
Why are you going outside? You should be quarantining yourself.
By outside, literally, it's right there next to my going inside my house. I live in the back room. I have to go outside to go inside. But yeah, that happened today. So it was kind of obnoxious.
Yeah, I could.
the only thing that goes off right now is my car alarm because of the pollen, probably. That's what I'm
Which
thinking.
is
It is.
stupid.
That's what I'm thinking. It is so sensitive that the pollen, if it triggers it,
How would that work though? That's
because the car is faulty.
Mhm.
So I can't leave it locked, or else it'll start triggering at random. So I have to take my chances with it at home, and then whenever I go to my job, if I have a job, I'll probably have to, or knows how to hotwire it.
Just don't leave any valuables inside.
Oh yeah, I never do. Why would I leave valuables in that piece of garbage? But
True.
wait.
no, I have. That's the thing I've never noticed, man. Is that people leave a lot of their junk inside a car, expensive things, and I don't know why. Because literally the only thing I leave in there is maybe a bottle.
Well, we have functioning doors. I can see why.
Yo, I just you said piece of shit car. Last time I remember, you had a pretty decent car.
It has a lot of problems. It drives better than the other one I had,
Mm-hmm.
but still, the alarm triggers. Now it has a problem where it, in the winter, the passenger side only got cold air, and that still happens. But now the driver's side only gets hot air, and it's summer, so I have to turn off all AC and just roll down the windows now.
It sounds like you just need refrigerant. That's it.
Probably, we'll
I-
figure it out.
I was having the same issue with Caddy, where driver's side was hot and then passenger side was like freezing cold air. Never
Yeah,
really figured
just-
it out. It just kind of.
Sounds like a blower motor.
Are you just naming things off, or like do you actually know?
No, these are actual things.
He works
Yeah.
at a dealership.
So you got to do the motorboat procedure.
diagnoses for-
You got to just go with a can of coolant and be like, "Brrr."
Sounds like either a blower motor problem for that, Frankie, or one of the vents are not opening.
You see that's
take
what
it to your nearest dealership and have it checked out. They'll give you
Yeah.
a great quote.
I'll just go with my local Mexican.
Wow.
Wow.
What? My dad has friends who do mechanic work. Like I would just be
Are
like,
they
hey,
all
just call
Mexican?
them
Why
his,
couldn't you just say family friends?
he has to call him his local Mexican.
Are they all
What kind of
Mexican?
times are we living in, man?
Frankie?
I know that we have to stay at home. but you
They
still gotta
actually
have
all
man.
are.
I have some doubts on that.
I have major doubts on that.
I mean, I'm being honest.
You're the reason
Sure.
why other Hispanic rates hate us, Frankie. Come on,
They're
they're not all Mexicans.
well, I thought you were talking about like my dad's friends.
Continue.
I don't know. I lost my train of thought. But yeah. But anyways, anything else happened to you guys?
No.
So then we should get on to our topic.
Yeah.
Ivan, would you like to introduce this since you've been actually waiting for one of these for a while?
Well, I've just been waiting for any gaming news, to be honest with you. But yeah, Nintendo had its mini direct today, or yeah, technically. Overall, I mean, not too bad. Very enjoyable. Wish they announced some other stuff, wish they showed it, but overall, it's to see that they're actually doing something. I like that they had like a nice little, aforementioned teen stuff may be subject to change, but at least they're trying to give out dates to things that have been, up in the air for a while now that people didn't know if they were going to release this year or not.
I feel like they did this to like keep people entertained / like not bummed out because of the whole like being quarantined and all that.
I think it also has something to do with they were probably planning something later on or something sooner rather than later. It just everything got pushed back to them just either working from home or a bunch of stuff. With the current landscape of everything, there's a lot of things that are uncertain. So that's probably why they had a mini direct instead of full one. My best guess is the next direct might be sometime when E3 was supposed to take place. So they're gonna have like their little treehouse event and do digital stuff from the just showcasing it all. And we don't know if we're gonna still be indoors by that time or not. But
Kind of hope this just passes over before August.
Why before August?
I'm taking a trip, going back to Mexico for family visit.
Oh, okay. So it's like I want to travel. Have you bought like the tickets and all that for it?
Yep.
There's no going back unless there's a travel ban. Hopefully that's good for you. But yeah, anything that caught your guys' attention in the Nintendo Direct Mini?
I mean, the few notable points probably are that they gave Xenoblade Chronicles the Definitive Edition. They have it slated for release date now, which right, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, May 29th.
So I mean, that's cool. They also announced that it has an epilogue now that they're gonna do, so you can do that, and then obviously like a collector's edition for the. They also announced a couple of 2K games coming to the Nintendo Switch. So that includes XCOM 2 collection, that includes the BioShock collection, and that includes the Borderlands Legendary collection, which they haven't released yet actually, which is the 3 games. So it's Borderlands 1, 2, and the pre. The problem with those physically is that specifically in relation to Borderlands collection, I don't know much about the other ones, but the physical cartridge for it kind of makes no sense. It makes sense, obviously, to collect it and to keep it as a collector's purpose. But the game itself is a 5 gig install on the cartridge, and then you have to download 6 gigs separately to play the first game, and then the other 2 are download only.
I don't see
So
Nintendo
weird.
having a problem when it comes to, what is that? What's that term? Compressing their files.
It's just money thing because we already know that a Switch cartridge can fit a lot more than that because the entirety of the Witch is on a cartridge.
Exactly.
I
So
want to say
it's just a money issue. It's just them cutting corners. But I mean,
I want to say they also did that for Bayonetta 2. You know how they had the pack. where it's
Bayonetta
like-
2 had the the entire game on one cartridge, but then had Bayonetta 1 as a download code. They did that intentionally, though. They didn't do that as
Okay, gotcha.
they did that because the funny part about that is that actually, and this is gonna kind of buzz, but
I know what you're gonna say.
sometimes working at a certain retailer,
Mhm.
you get a couple of pre-owned games that come by every now and then. One of those happened to be Bayonetta 2. If you don't know, pre-owned games don't include DLC codes or any codes of that kind. So with games like that have full games as codes, we have to like market it specifically saying this game only has this one game. For shits and giggles, I tried to put the code in my Switch for the Bayonetta, and it wasn't unredeemed. So I got that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Um,
Probably
back-
not ethical, but
Oh, I fully agree. I've done some
it's-
some stuff like that as well.
not ethical.
Well-
But I mean, hey, we were advertising it as it didn't have it. I mean, it's technically not wrong.
Yeah, I fully
going-
understand you.
Going back on the whole size compressing thing on Nintendo's part, I mean, I don't see them having an issue, especially right now with like I'm seeing now like micro SD cards have like major capacity sizes. So I mean, I don't see them having then a problem.
Yeah, the thing is that I mean, well, the thing is with the Borderlands thing, you have to buy an SD card regardless because the download for 2 is 36 gigabytes, which is already more the base capacity of the Switch. If anything, instead of a Pro, I would much like to see Nintendo release a Switch that has like a bigger internal memory right off the bat because the games are already just getting one game already takes up the entire Switch system, and games like Mario, you know, they're maybe like 5-6. People need a lot more. I mean, there's 2 terabyte SD cards. No,
There is 2 terabytes.
2 terabytes, yeah.
Well,
But
I've
they're
only seen
those are
1
really
terabyte.
expensive, but
I've only seen the
Um,
1 terabyte.
They are supported though.
yeah, it
Wait,
has
really?
capacity up to 2 terabytes.
But why would you need that much space in the Switch?
You're gonna have to show me a 2 terabyte micro SD card. I've only seen a 1 terabyte micro SD.
Yeah, let me see right here. It's either 2 terabyte.
I only see the 1 terabyte, and that's only by one manufacturer, which of course it's SanDisk.
That's just a loss. Like I don't. You would not be able to fill that up with just like.
You'd be surprised. No, I don't think there is a 2 terabyte. Well, yeah. Let me.
Yeah, I'm on Amazon's page, and I don't see any 2 terabytes. I only see a 1 terabyte.
Yeah, there's only 1 terabyte, but I think the Switch has the capacity to go up to. Is what I remember.
Yeah, but right now the
Yeah.
biggest one on the market is the 1 terabyte. But
Yeah. 2 terabytes is the amount, but
Which-
currently 1 terabyte is the largest on them.
I kind of don't know how they can advertise that it could do 2 terabytes when there's nothing that can be supported for that.
I mean, it's probably software updates, but I mean, overall, at that point, you don't need you could probably fit the entire Switch
Honestly,
and have generous room to spare. But overall, going back to the thing, another one I found cool, was well, I mean, our friend Peter might enjoy us, but Bravely Default 2.
the actual Bravely Default 2.
Yeah, not Bravely Second or what it was. Apparently he enjoyed it. I mean, I don't know. But Bravely Default 2 is actually getting its official sequel. Has different cast. There's a playable demo out today. So if you need something to do, check that out. Cool. I want to hear his thoughts about that because the game itself, I don't know if you looked at the trailers. It looks pretty gorgeous. And it seems more open than the previous one. So
I haven't played Bravely Default, but it does,
Do you like turn-based games?
to an extent.
To an extent, you may or may not enjoy. It's just an homage to like old JRPGs from the early '90s.
Mhm.
Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy VII, stuff like that.
Mhm.
Just things to think. A more recent example would be Octopath Traveler. If you enjoyed Octopath Traveler, you probably enjoy the game.
I did not play, but I heard good things about it.
A couple of games actually released today, if you didn't know. So that's a Good Job, which is like a little indie game where it's like it's kind of like has ragdoll physics. It has you doing certain tasks, but you can complete them in however you want. It's kind of like a llama simulator, or not like goat simulator, kind of game.
You could call it like
There's-
pure chaos to complete your jobs that you need.
I mean, again, it has a market. I don't find. I mean, I like it's a game I think I could get bored with.
Mhm.
Another game that looks more interesting to me is actually Shinsekai.
Oh, the
Into the
ocean,
Depths.
the ocean
Mhm.
exploring one.
It's the ocean exploring one, and then it has like time trials, and then you have to like explore, and you can upgrade your gear, and then craft items and different stuff. And plus, you can also remix the music in the game, which I find pretty.
Yo, Ring Fit Adventure got a free update today as well.
That's cool. The fact that we still, they've already said they're restocking them, but the fact that they haven't been restocked for so long it just alienates a lot of people, especially people who are stuck at home now more than ever.
Not gonna lie, I was actually thinking getting it just to have.
It's a good workout.
Yeah, exactly.
It actually is, because it actually makes you move a lot more muscles than you think, is what I've heard about it.
It's got a lot of actual levels as well.
Yeah, it has a campaign and all that, but I mean, it's okay. You can choose your difficulty, but now it has like a jogging time trial where you can just jog endlessly, and then it has a rhythm game mode which has you doing certain exercises and moves to the beat of things. Though I think it's kind of lackluster because it really full of tracks,
and most of them are Nintendo tracks from Super Mario Odyssey, Splatoon.
Now we had some like
Wild.
If we had some Monster Cat tracks or something, that'd probably give you more of a workout.
Oh yeah.
But overall, I mean, it gives people who have it some. Animal Crossing is getting an update between April 1st and 12th. That gives you it's the Bunny Day thing, so you'll be visited by Zipper. You have to find all his hidden eggs around the island, which you can craft with them.
I assume Bunny Day has also been like a holiday in the other right? Because this is the first Animal Crossing I've played, so not entirely sure if this is like a new thing or if it's happened before.
Yeah, it's a thing that's happened in City Folk Inn.
Oh, okay, sorry. So it's just coming back.
Yeah, this time it's just more of like an actual kind of. So like this year it's the 1st of April, and then it could change depending on the. And then you'll get another update later in the month, is the Earth Day one. So I mean, it gives you something to do. I believe you can time travel if it already downloaded to do these things, but I mean, I don't know if it's like going to be like one of those day one patches, not patch, but like a little hot fix, so no one can do that.
I mean, I'm not one for time travel, especially like I've been actually doing. Speaking of which, I kind of need to go on to Animal Crossing and get my daily materials and stuff like that. I've actually been enjoying it. It's quite fun.
And then from there, we can talk a little bit about ARMS because it has a couple of instruments. ARMS itself is free, I believe, starting today up until April 6th or April 4th, one of them. So if you want to try it out, get a feel for it, you can download it and you can play the full game. And then it's also it's the first fighter from the Smash Bros. Fighter Pass 2. So we don't know which one it'll be. They haven't announced it, but they'll announce it and release it sometime. Interesting to see which one they go with. We know the main character is already in the game, but via assist trophy. So it'd be interesting to actually take him out of that role. And
they're gonna finally do the assist trophy thing where the assist trophy breaks and the fighter comes out.
Yeah, and then it gives Waluigi some credence.
Rip Waluigi.
I don't know. I feel like it might be like the villain of to be 100% honest, but
and why would they bring a villain if they have none of the main? They haven't done that with any of the characters.
No, you do got a point, but who knows? There's ARMS definitely has a good variety of characters, so it could be. I
mean, it's just interesting to see they're pushing ARMS so heavily. It's more interesting to see what they might be doing to push the game. Because I'm pretty sure ARMS has been quiet for a while now, so it's kind of suspicious that they would bring it all up, and unless they were planning to do something else with it, maybe release ARMS 2 or add a big update to the game, maybe go to a free to play route or something like that.
Does ARMS still have a competitive scene?
I mean, if it does, it's very.
Because I remember they did have like a competitive scene a while
They had
ago.
an invitational like the first year it was out, but like after that they didn't.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know. It's potential that they're gonna have a big update, but definitely gonna have a lot of skins for the fighter. They're gonna have, at least I think so, that the attacks are gonna be general, and then skin wise you're able to change to whichever of the ARMS fighter you want potentially.
So you're saying it's just, so instead of a character, you're saying it's just
kind of like, because you know how like Bowser Jr. has all the forms.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like that, where all of them are one character.
A game that was pretty cool. I didn't really think they'd announce for the Switch is Catherine Full Body. I'm excited to actually see it on the Switch. I might actually pick it up now.
I never thought it was your cup of tea.
Catherine's an Atlas game.
I know, but I never see you play puzzles.
I mean, I play puzzles in my own, but like, I mean, I enjoy them. I think a game that should be my cup of tea, but isn't probably is the Persona, because I'm not really big into like turn-based things, so it's not
I need
really
to get into that.
It's not really for me. But like Catherine, even it's made by the same people. It has good music. It has really good animation. And I like the story. I like that it has multiple, and I think there is a true ending. So I'd definitely be looking to it, especially for this. And then one for all of us here, Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics. That is probably gonna be a game if we all pick it up. It's probably the one on the Switch because it is the dumbest one.
But it has such like a lot of like to play, especially for people.
So
but
if we
it's a
do
bunch of
play it,
classics.
if we do play it, who's gonna get it?
I mean, I'm thinking about getting it just so I can play with my family over
If
here.
more than two of you decides to get it, I'll get it.
You see, I'm thinking of getting it, but at the same time, for me, like for some reason, the price $40, like for something like this, it seems like it's a little overpriced.
Well, Switch games in general are.
I don't know.
I'm surprised it's not 60. Thank God it's not 60.
For a game like this, I would have been good for like, I don't know, $25, $30, something like that would like about the right price for a game like this.
I mean, I think how it plays overall, because it just depends on a lot of things, especially with the online component to see if it's any. So it's just something you gotta wait about. It's not a game I'm interested in, but I probably wouldn't be.
It did show off I was gonna say it did show off a couple of the games.
I think it showed all of them.
Really, I don't think it.
He went through like 51. Again, they're just showing things. Anyone can show you. It just comes out to how it comes out. And then it ended on a kind of like it just showed more. The first expansion pass for Pokemon. We already knew it was coming out sometime in June. We already knew the legendary Pokemon. We already knew the evolution. The only thing we really learned was that we get to evolve it through like a tower trial, and then that once we beat that tower trial, our starter gets his Gigantamax.
So here's my question, because it says there you could go to either tower.
You can only go to one.
Okay. No, yeah, I know that.
Only go to one. They specifically said that.
You could, but I thought they said that you're able to choose one.
You can choose which one you want to go to. Yes.
So does that mean that you're able to choose? Locked. You know, that's actually kind of good, because to be honest, for some reason I thought like each type of would be locked to the game. So you would have gotten dark for one of them, and then the water one.
I mean, either way, still kind of locked out of one. You can just choose which one you're locked out of.
I mean, even still, overall, it's a little bit better than just having it. There are a couple ones that Star Wars fans will like. Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy is going to re-release. And then we got Pod.
It actually is already up, by the way.
Oh really? Oh wait, yeah.
Jedi Knight Academy
came out today, and then we got some pod racing. And I don't know, like I've played the pod racing arcade game, and that one's pretty fun. So if it's something like that, I feel like it's interesting to play, especially like if they incorporate like having the Switch controllers as like the actual levers to like make the pod race go faster or slower.
Sorry for the Switch Lite players.
That's if it's like that.
I doubt it, but it's probably going to be just more like a gyroscope.
To be honest, I would play it like that, because I had like that's how I played the arcade game, and I had a lot of fun. Another one overall sorry.
Okay, go ahead. No,
I was gonna say another one that somewhat caught my attention was the Ninja Law. It had like it had like the some like art style like split, in my opinion.
Well, it's free to play. It comes out in May.
I thought it was Splatoon.
You thought it was Splatoon?
It's. I mean, it has a feel to it, but it's more. I think it's actually going to be more competitive because it's 4-on-4, and then you have to like. It's kind of like a little battle royale kind of thing. Going with the free play model, it's probably going to either have a battle pass or
buy and everything.
Do you think the weapons would be locked by a microtransaction?
That's something I don't believe. Unless cosmetics for the weapons for sure.
At the point, it'll be pay to win.
Very true.
Or at least pay to win early and during the catch. Only things I would have liked to see on here a bit more. Release date for No More Heroes 3. Kind of upset they didn't mention it at all. Kind of hurts my because that looks like Metroid Prime 4 still doesn't have a release date, even though they reworked it now. That's kind of concerning. And then also rumors of a new Paper Mario were slated for like a direct, but I don't think they. Overall, I mean, it was a nice direct. Hopefully, around the summertime they show like their first party things, especially with Legend of Zelda coming out, and then maybe now.
I want to see. Hopefully, they show off. That I feel like that would interesting to show off, especially since last year they basically just teased it, saying, "Hey, it's in the making," but we're not showing you. Like,
that wasn't last year. That was about like 3. Like,
really? Well, I swear I thought it was last.
No, I think on that last year they announced that they were rebooting production on the. It wasn't up to the original company that made the previous entries. That was about it.
Cool. Ivan, you want to take us out? I mean, up to you.
Why don't you take it?
All right. Sure. Thank you guys for listening to the Burning Ship podcast. If you did enjoy, don't forget to subscribe or follow us wherever you're listening. And also, if you don't have any time to watch the YouTube video itself, you can catch us on other podcast sites like Podbeam, Google Podcast, Apple Pod, for your listening convenience. But yeah, until next time, everyone, goodbye.
Bye.
So long.